Hey guys, Matt with the Mad Catter. Okay, today is the day. Today is the day that the 4 cats that we took in that were feral are going to be released, and they're going to be released to Mad Catterville, to our property here. Basically what I'm going to do right now is just open their catio, and we're going to leave it open. So I'm sure they won't come out right away. They might. There's a couple little rambunctious youngsters that may come out to explore. I'll do a little filming right now if that happens, and then I will also film throughout the day if we see them out on the patio or over at Mad Catterville creeping around. I am going to leave the catio the way it is inside for the next probably 5 days. So they can come in and out and feel comfortable. At that point, I am going to remove the cat trees, the table. I am going to bring these cat houses behind me right here, set them up, set it up the way it will be set up for trapping and housing TNR cats while they recover. And we'll just take it from there. I'm actually using my phone rig right now, so I'm filming with, I don't know if you can see it, one arm. So if I switch arms and it moves around a little bit, I apologize. So these guys are coming out right now. Let's get to it. Let's do it. Let's let these guys out. They've been in isolated in the catios for about 8 weeks now, and I think that's about the standard amount of time to relocate and acclimate a cat to a new area. But today is their day, so without further ado, I am going to open up the catio. And these are the 2 that I would suspect would be the most curious about coming out. They appear to be more curious about the zipper than their freedom. Now, I would like to say that these are feral cats. Kim was going to hold on to them and try and socialize them, and then some things happened in her life and she wasn't able to do that, and so they are feral. It's a sad situation, but there is no room anywhere for them. The rescues are full. The shelters are euthanizing cats left and right. For people who suggest, why don't you take these guys to the shelter and then they could get a family. The sad fact is that most of the cats that go to the shelter aren't adopted, and they are euthanized on a time schedule. So if they don't get adopted within so much time, they are immediately euthanized. So that is not an option. At least, from my perspective, it's not an option. I would rather them live on our property. And at least I know they have a safe place to sleep. They have a warm area, lots of cat houses, wet food every night, dry food around the clock. To be 100% honest, yes, I am concerned that they may get hit by cars. That's something that's always on my mind. But the alternative is no rescue can take them. All the social media platforms, their for adoption lists are packed with cats. There's no other option. So these guys have been spayed and neutered. All 4 of these cats. I think Delinda's up in the top still. They're all fixed, so they will not be reproducing, which is a good thing. And, you know, who knows what the future holds. If they do become socialized to us back here, if we start being able to interact with them, there may be a chance at adoption down the road if somebody's willing to take them. But right now, there's nowhere for them to go. And we are full inside. We cannot take any more cats inside. So, you know, hopefully they will be acclimated completely to our back area out here. They will stick around. They will realize this is where the food is. This is where the safety is. This is where the water is. And, you know, they will just be part of the feral cats that come through our yard to eat here at night. And so that's my hope. But you know, this is kind of bittersweet for me. It's on one hand, I'm really worried about them. On the other hand, I know what the other alternative is. And to me, that is just not acceptable. So I know I'll probably get a lot of, you know, critique for this, but you know, this happens all the time. People acclimate cats to their area all the time. And it's just, you know, it's what we have to do right now because, like I said, the alternative is not acceptable. Maybe they can become friends with Tom while Tom is still here. I think he'll at least be here another couple weeks. You know, maybe they can bond with Tom a little bit and make friends. As for the other two, Delinda is the kind of torty. She might possibly be a calico. I can't remember if she has white underneath her or not. But the little tabby in the corner tends to be the shyest one of all of them. So it's the one that hides all the time, hisses anytime I walk by the catio. These two seem to be a little more curious and friendly. So I think they're far more obsessed with that zipper than they are about exploring our yard. So like I showed you in another video, we converted the, you know, the hard catio. We took all the screened area down. We took it apart, put it all up in the, you know, in our supply shed in case we need it in the future. But we converted this into another shelter for cats. I'm hoping that these little guys will utilize it. There are 3 cat beds in there, plus a shelter. And then, of course, we have Mad Catterville with all the cat houses with the straw. There are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 over there. There's 1 on the front porch. And there is the tube shelter. The big black round tube shelter. So there are plenty of places for these guys to, you know, to find shelter. That's about, I don't even even know what I was about to say. That's about something. That's about as close as she's ever been to our back door, but she's never been out before. So, definitely the most adventurous of the group. And these two have shown absolutely no interest in coming out and exploring yet. So these two tend to seem to be a little bit more to the extreme, to the feral extreme, than the two younger ones. So I'll just be keeping my eye on all these guys today. Oh, Tom. So hopefully these guys will settle down out here. Plenty of, like I said, plenty of shelters. That was the whole purpose of all this. That black thing over there, that is a tube shelter. So plenty of space for them. Plenty of shelters. There's water, food. I have a feeling that these guys will adjust really well to our yard, and I just hope they don't stray too far. Hopefully they'll stick to our backyard for at least the first month. I want these guys to get a little bit older. You know, before they start venturing out into the neighborhood, which eventually they will do. Alright, so I'm going to kind of let these guys used to having this door open and me not being out here. Probably go in for a little bit. Kind of let these guys get more comfortable out here. And then I will be back out in a little while to check on their progress. I'll see you guys in the next clip. Alright guys, that was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. You know, now I'm thinking about once they start exploring off our property, there's no way that I can protect them, I can look out for them. That's pretty hard, man. But people, please spay and neuter your cats. That's the biggest message that I can give to people on this channel is please spay and neuter your cats. It's the most important thing you'll ever do for your cats. You know, we wouldn't have this situation if, you know, if most people were responsible and spayed and neuter their kitties. So, you know, I'm going to keep filming them when I see them out here. I'm sure eventually, if not tonight, they'll end up on the trail cams at night, eating and drinking at Mad Catterville. I am going to leave the food in with them in their catio for a few days, just so they know there's a steady, you know, supply of food and water here. But yeah, it's pretty difficult, man. It's pretty difficult. You know, I love seeing them run around and, you know, not be, you know, stuck in a catio for the rest of their life. That's just terrible. You know, but to be frank and honest, so is the possibility of them getting killed by dogs or hit by cars or having people do really messed up shit to them. It's hard. It's really hard. But, you know, I will do everything that I can to make sure that, you know, when they're here, they have the best quality of life that they can have. I will keep my eye on them for any medical conditions. I will always provide food for them. I will always provide shelter. You know, me and Jackie will look out for them the best that we can. So, you know, the only thing I can say is please spay and neuter your cats. Please support TNR in your local area. Wherever you are around the world watching this, please get involved with your local TNR and make a difference, because, you know, every cat that gets spayed or neutered is literally hundreds, if not thousands down the road that won't have to endure living a life on the streets. So spaying and neutering is the most important thing we can do. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. You know, it's been a long journey. It's been 8 weeks of them in the catio. You know, just keep your fingers crossed that, you know, they can live, you know, the longest, healthiest, happiest lives possible. They're all fixed, so that's a good thing. Alright guys, thank you for being there. We appreciate all of you so much. I will see you guys in the next video, and as always, do something kind for cats.